This one shift changed everything and helped me go from $10,000 months to $50,000 months. And the one shift is not a high-ticket mentor or speaking on stages or billboards in Times Square. It's just one simple shift that anyone can do in their business. So I'm going to break down how we went from 10K months to 50K months with this one shift. So let's dive in. So the shift I'm talking about is not a more problem, but a better problem. So what I mean by that is to get your digital product sales from $10,000 a month to $50,000 a month. It's not about creating more products or being on more platforms or hiring a massive team or going on some speaking and guest podcasting tour. It's simply about reviewing the data in your business to find out what's already working and then doubling down on that. It's not about adding more. It's about doing what you're already doing better. Now, with my first digital products business, that was an education business for photographers. Once I got to 10K months, I thought, okay, well, I have this digital product and it's bringing me 10K a month. So if I add a second digital product, then that'll bring me another 10K a month, and then that'll be 20K months. But here's the thing, each digital product is like running its own company. It probably has a unique problem it solves, a unique avatar, and with that comes unique content you need to attract the unique person for that unique product. So now you're talking about more content, talking to different people, more products that solve different problems and have different avatars. Plus you have to build out those products. We're talking videos, downloads, worksheets, whatever goes in that product, the upkeep of the files, the organizing. Maybe you're doing weekly Q&A calls for your students. Now you have to double that. Whatever the delivery is for one product, you're going to double that with a second product. So a better way to get from 10K a month to 20K a month or 50K a month is not to add additional products or additional avatars to speak to or additional content that talks to different people. What you want to do is do more of what's already working. So if you're like me and you're bringing in leads from YouTube and then you're sending those YouTube viewers to email subscribers via your freebie, and then you're moving your email list to your checkout page to make sales, what you simply want to do is more of that. So if you're already making sales and you're already at 10K months, then you know that your checkout page converts at X%. So what would you want to do then to get more sales? What you would want to do is actually increase your traffic, because if you have more people viewing your YouTube videos, that means more people getting on your email list. That means more people getting sent to your checkout page. And that means more people converting and more sales. So if you double your traffic, you can double your sales. And you don't have to create a whole new product. You simply have to focus on getting more traffic. And I know every single business is different and unique, so I created a totally free creator business audit. This audit is kind of like a quiz where you go through and you check different boxes. By the end, it's going to show you where the bottlenecks are and how you can remove them so that you can scale from 10K months to 20 or 50K months. You can go ahead and download the audit completely for free. It is linked in the description below this video. Now, I already shared where I went wrong with this by adding another digital product and using the mentality of, if I could get this digital product to 10K, then I could get a second digital product to 10K, and then that's 20K a month, right? But I've already shared with you why that's a bad idea. It's going to burn you out. It's just not a good idea. It's just not. Okay. And here's the other place that people will go wrong. I want to share this with you so that you can avoid this mistake. The other place people go wrong is instead of focusing on something as simple as sending more traffic, which isn't sexy, it's not exciting, it's not some magic wand hack, okay, which is why people don't want to do it. It's just not very exciting, but you got to do the boring work to make your business grow, right? But what happens at this stage is people get to 10K months, they're dreaming about another product, number one. The other thing is they start dreaming about what I'm going to call ego-based activities. Because let's be honest with ourselves, there's always a little part of ourselves that's like, wow, I would feel cool and important to be speaking on a stage. And I am no different. I have spoken on stages, never really made a lot of money from it. Even the paid gigs don't pay that well compared to what I'm making for my digital products. Or maybe a part of us is like,
I'd look pretty cool on a billboard in Times Square.
Maybe you've seen those creators that have the billboard in Times Square. Spoiler alert, you can just pay and it flashes the billboard once and you take a photo. It makes it look like it's up all day. It's not. It's like a little blip and they take a photo. They're like, I'm on a billboard. It's not that exciting. It's not going to bring you sales. It's more of a technique for them to post it on social. Or getting on guest podcasts. We're all like, you know what? You listen to a podcast and you're like,
Gah, like what I have to say is better. Like they're saying this wrong and this wrong.
Because we know a lot about our topic and we're passionate about it. And so we want to get out there and show people, no, this is the way it should be, right? The thing with guest podcasting is, I will say, it does bring you leads and sales. I like guest podcasting. But if you take that time that you would spend speaking or being on a freaking billboard or guest podcasting or whatever, and you just put that into getting more traffic on YouTube to get you more email leads, more people to your checkout page, more sales, you're going to get more sales faster. It's just not as sexy, but I want you to remember this. Simple scales and it's not always sexy, and that's okay. Simple fails, complex fails. And I know it just seems way more fun to do all the other cool things, and you're scrolling through social and so-and-so has a billboard, so-and-so is speaking, so-and-so's on guest podcasting. It all looks really exciting. What you're not seeing behind the scenes is they're working a ton. They're traveling all over for these guest podcasts. They're flying to New York City for this billboard. They're flying all over for the speaking gig. They're not spending as much time on their businesses. Now, this can actually be good news for you if you're seeing this happening with a competitor. If you stick to simple scales, complex fails, and you do the things that you know are going to grow. Like, I know my lead gen brings me this many leads and my checkout page converts at this, and if I send more, I'm going to get more sales. If you continue doing the simple, boring work, you could easily outpace your competitors who are getting distracted by the ego-driven activities. Now, that's not to say you can't do some of these so-called ego-driven activities. Sometimes, I get it, business shouldn't always be 100% serious
and boring and unfun.
But here's the thing. Just don't get too caught up in it. Like, maybe you want to do a guest podcast here or there, or a speaking gig here or there, but keep in mind how much time this is going to take up. Like me being a guest on a podcast, that's like 2 hours total. We're going to chat a little before, we're going to do the podcast, we're going to chat a little after. They have to contact about which day, which time, all that stuff. You got to send the bio, you got to send the photo, you got to blah, 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 right? And then a lot of times they want you to help promote it too. There's a lot more that goes into it than just the time of recording the actual episode. Same thing with speaking. You got to fly out there. You have to get there the day before. If they don't pay for your hotel, you got to pay for that. If they don't pay you to speak, then, you're not getting paid for that time. And then you also got to pay for your food and your airfare and everything, right? And it's very time consuming. And I will say I have actually gotten way more leads from guest podcasting than speaking. So if you must do an ego-driven activity, I would choose the guest podcasting over that. The billboard is a complete waste of time. Let's be honest. I just know there's people out there posting that and it looks really fun and exciting. And I want you guys focusing on the things that are actually going to work because you have limited time. And the whole reason you started this business was for freedom. And so if you want more financial and time freedom, you got to do the boring, simple shit that works. And again, I know that everyone's businesses are different and unique, so be sure to download my totally free, brand new creator business audit. It's located in the description below this video. So now that we've gotten all of the ego-driven things out of the way and we know the best lever to pull is traffic, let's talk about how we can actually do that. So for me, when I was making about 10K a month and I knew that I wanted to scale to 20 to 50K months, we're actually at 60K plus a month now. Honestly, guys, all I did was focus on getting more traffic. That is all I did. Like for the last 12 months, I just focused on more traffic, getting better at YouTube, getting our monthly video views up, getting more people watching the videos onto our email list, more people from our email list to our checkout page. Traffic, traffic, traffic. And I think most business owners think it's going to take a lot more different strategies and different moves. And business just isn't that complicated. Like it can be, you can make it complicated, but it just doesn't need to be, right? It's like you need a traffic source of people to sell to, and you need a product that people actually want to buy. Like that's pretty much it. Okay, so how are we actually going to get more traffic? Well, I was doing 4 videos a month, so 1 video per week, and I decided to go to 8 videos a month or 2 videos a week. So I doubled my amount of output, which did more than double our traffic, more than doubled our traffic. So we were able to get way more monthly video views. We were able to make way more with AdSense. We were able to have more brand deal spots. And we were able to go from 10K months all the way up to now 60K plus months from simply increasing our traffic. Now, the other thing you can do in addition to just more views on YouTube is focusing on getting more people through your funnels and into your email list. So what you can do is look at your freebies and what their conversion rate is. So if you're looking at your freebie, you can look and see how many people land on the landing page in the last 30 days, and then how many of those people actually opted in. And then you're going to figure out the percentage of people that actually opted in. That's going to be your conversion rate. Now, I use System.io, link below if you want a free account, and that actually calculates everything for you. Now, typically a good conversion rate for an opt-in is like 40 to 60% plus. But it really depends. It really depends on your niche, how aligned your freebie is, if your traffic's only coming from organic or if it's coming from paid and organic or different sources of organic. Like It just really depends. The other thing is I had this freebie that was a list of 54 different digital products, and that converted like 40 to 60%. It depended on the month and how much traffic we were bringing in and blah, blah, blah. But I noticed that it wasn't always bringing us in the most qualified leads. So I actually changed that freebie, which was just like a one-page PDF list of digital products, to a custom GPT where if you answered 5 questions, it would help you figure out your niche and the digital product that you should sell. Now, the conversion rate on that is half of what the list was, which initially looks really bad, right? And initially I would be like, oh my God, let's put the old freebie back. But here's what's interesting. Our sales conversion went from 5% to 7%. So we actually ended up getting more sales and more qualified people into our program, because my guess is less people opted in for that freebie because they weren't just given something. They had to actually do work to figure it out. And I know that when people join Freedom Creator Club, if they already have an idea of their niche, they're going to take action way faster. Now, they don't need to have their niche in mind. We have a whole section on finding their niche. But if they do, they usually implement things way faster and get results way faster. They're a more qualified lead. So that's something to keep in mind as well. But if you can look at your freebie conversion rate, and if it's bringing you in the right qualified leads, try to get that conversion rate up. So try to be more clear about the wording, or maybe try to have better imagery of what they're getting, or maybe talk to the outcome of what the freebie is going to help them with, maybe split test the pages, because then you could have the same amount of traffic, but if you're getting more people to actually opt in and get onto your email list, that's going to be more conversions for you as well. Now, there's 2 other things you can do as well. You can try to improve the emails that are sending people from your email list to your checkout page. And you can also try to increase the conversion rate on your checkout page. So obviously, the best lever is just more traffic. But if you can also get things converting better, you're going to be able to get more sales with the same amount of traffic. Or if you increase the traffic and you increase the number of sales by increasing the conversion rates, that's going to be double as good. So here's some tips on how to get your emails better. So look at your email rates. If your open rates are under 30%, you want to try to work on better subject lines. If your click-through rates are under 1%, you want to try to work on having better calls to action in your email to get more people to click. So go and review all your emails and data and try to improve those things as well. Now, the other thing that you can do is try to get your conversion rate on your checkout page higher as well. So one thing that is going to be like the biggest lever, in my opinion, like from what I've experienced, is adding more testimonials. People want to see proof. They want to see people like them do well with this program. So you want to have people of different ages, different backgrounds, different genders, like show different students and what their niches are, businesses are. I mean, obviously this depends on your niche. If you're teaching quilting, they're all going to be quilters. But you want to show a bunch of different students, because if you get somebody who's like,
I'm 80 and I don't see anyone in these testimonials that's 80,
they're going to think maybe the program's not for them. You know what I'm saying? The other thing you can do is you can try to add some sexier bonuses or an additional bonus. You can try to have a better mock-up of your digital product on the checkout page so that people can really start to visualize and see what they're actually getting. You also want to make sure that your offer is actually spot on. It matches everything you talk about in your emails or your sales page. It's really important that everything is congruent, because if somebody goes to buy and they're like, well, your email mentioned this, but it's not on the checkout page, then they're going to be confused, and a confused mind doesn't buy. So you want to make sure everything is congruent. Look at your data on your emails, try to improve those. Look at the data for your checkout page and try to improve the conversion rate on that as well. So all in all, the one big shift I made was simply increasing our traffic. Literally, that is it for a whole year. And I know that's not sexy, and you're probably seeing a bunch of content that's like, but you can do this cool hack and this cool hack, and there's AI and there's this software and there's this. The reason you're seeing that is because if every single creator made every single video just like bring more traffic, not interesting. Not interesting, right? They need to do things that are interesting. They need to do things that are like related to their brand deals and blah, blah, blah. Like you're seeing all these cool like tips and tricks and hacks because that's what people click on. That's what they think is cool and fun and exciting. And they're trying to be a little bit like edutainment-y. But the truth is that how digital product sellers are going from 10K months to 50K months is by doing the boring work, by sending more traffic, by increasing their conversion rates, and by simply doing more of what's already working. So the first thing I want you to do is audit your business. Again, you can use my creator business audit that's linked below. It's totally free. Audit your business, figure out where your bottlenecks are, and then go forward with a simple plan. You don't need hacks and tricks and ego-driven activities. What you need is to do more of what's already working. Maybe you need to be putting out more videos, or maybe you need to be spending more time researching so that you can pick better titles and thumbnails so that your videos can get more views. Or maybe you need to spend more time script writing so that you have a better average view duration so people watch your videos longer, and YouTube will push them out more because they want people watching your videos, because then they'll watch more ads, and that is good for the platform. You also want to review your email data, your checkout page data, and your freebie data so that you can increase conversions on that as well. If you focus on just these 2 things over the next 12 months, your business is going to grow. If you have a digital product that's already selling and you focus on more traffic and increasing your conversion rates, the math is mathing, my friend. Okay, you are going to make more sales if you follow that plan. And doesn't it feel kind of relieving that you don't have to do some crazy hack? You don't have to do like a 25-day live challenge, or go live every day for 25 days on YouTube, or run expensive paid ads, or do some like hard ticket marketing. No, all you have to do is a couple simple things to improve upon what you're already doing that's already working. And that's going to give you more financial and time freedom. So I hope that feels good to you, because it feels really good to me. I don't want to be doing a ton of stuff. I don't want to be reactive in my business. Oh, I got to do this. I got to do this. I got to do this. I want to be proactive, where I'm like, this is what we're going to do for the next 12 months. And we're going to make more money, and we're going to work less, and we're all going to have work-life balance, and it's going to be great. And I want that for you too. So go now, take action on this, download the free Creator Business Audit below. And now that you know the one shift that took my business from 10K months to, well, it says 50K months by the time I made this video, but now it's 60K plus months, you might be wanting to know how I use passive automation to make more sales in my business. But how do you do that? Well, it all starts with watching this next video here, because when you pair what you just learned with what's in this video, it's going to be way more powerful. See you in the next video. Simple scales, complex fails.